Happy Tuesday and good morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mackenzie Lake here with a look at our full Tuesday forecast. We are on the tail end of an atmospheric river that's cooling temperatures, bringing blustery winds and some rainfall. So we're going to take a look at what our current conditions are like as you're heading out the door. We have just some very small amounts of showers brewing off the central coast here, moving inland. While this is just a little bit of an appetizer compared to what we're projecting by the middle of the day, let's map things out with future track radar here. This storm system here, by no means is going to be very impactful, but this is going to be some light to moderate amounts of rainfall heading into the afternoon. So about 4 p.m. here, we're picking up on the southerly flow. That's going to help aid in a lot of this moisture development and even some heavier amounts of showers embedded within some light to widespread rainfall here. Take a look as we head into the overnight hours. As these showers continue to track further to the south, they're losing steam just a little bit, but I think this southerly flow is going to help some good amount of moisture here drop here for the Santa Barbara south facing beaches. You can see as we head into our Wednesday, we start to lighten up with the rainfall just a little bit. And take a look at these winds. So we have a majority of the southerly push here, but you can see as the storm system comes to an end, those winds begin to transition back to the north and northwest. When we have northwesterly winds, that really cuts off any moisture, and that doesn't allow for a lot of those storm systems to continue to develop. That's why we're going to stay nice and dry, or a majority of those areas staying dry. Heading into our Wednesday afternoon here, we'll likely see a little bit of cloud coverage, maybe some spotty showers, but the next storm system doesn't arrive until Thursday. That's atmospheric river number 2 for Northern California. Again, by the time it makes it to the central coast, it's by no means an atmospheric river, just a smaller storm system. You can see as far as rainfall amounts looking to be on the lighter side. Thursday 4 p.m. looks to be some of the earliest amounts of rainfall here. And again, as we head into our Friday, those winds begin to transition back to the north and northwest. We dry out yet again, and then drying out just in time for our weekend as well. So here's a look at future track rainfall. So I do think we're going to see upwards of 3/4 of an inch of rain here in Santa Barbara, more close to that 1/2 inch mark down in Ventura County. And this model isn't doing the best job of showing how much rainfall we'll see in northern communities. We'll likely see up to 1 inch in San Luis Obispo and up to 1.5 inches, possibly closer to 1.25 inches up in Morro Bay and for those areas furthest to the north and furthest to the west. Another thing we're tracking here, as you could see with my future track, those really strong winds. So we have a high wind warning, we have a wind advisory. Take a look at the winds over the next couple of hours or so, holding steady at 26 miles an hour until about that 11 or 12 o'clock time frame, and that's when we're going to start to see those winds jumping up pretty close to 30 miles an hour sustained. Those gusts could easily reach upwards of 60, so that's why we have that high wind warning in effect for high elevation areas, this wind advisory in effect for most of San Luis Obispo, Santa Maria, all areas in this darker shaded blue. This will be allowed to go into effect starting 4 p.m. and it'll last all the way through Wednesday morning. So multiple storm systems that we're tracking. It's also going to be sweater weather. Make sure to grab that extra layer as you're heading out the door and even dust off those umbrellas. You can see a majority of the central coast warming into the 60s for the day. And as far as overnight lows, the storm system's pretty warm. We're actually going to cool back down into the 50s for the overnight hours. So no frost advisories, no freeze warnings. We're just going to be seeing some light to moderate amounts of rainfall today heading through Wednesday, and then storm system number 2 brewing back in Thursday into Friday. It's a wet work week ahead of us, so make sure to stay prepared and have a good one.